section of this course. Positioning is everything on that final shoot and in the run-in. There's the last corner that's a right-hander, and then there's not far to go, almost just under 100 meters to go. And if you're first or second through that corner, you're in a really good position to win this stage.
Esther Süss in the race leaders, Huntscrow orange jerseys, and then Sabine Spitz and Robin de Groot. Well, up they go now onto the bank. A little bit of a drag for the women. The men ahead of them are, there they are. There's a big group. In fact, that's Johan Lovis-Cockney and Catherine Williamson, who's won this race in the women's. And Annie Last goes, takes advantage there, slips behind the men and gets away with Mariska Strauss behind her. There's the victory. They've given it away, so certainly Süss and Stenerhag are celebrating the win. The stage win now. Annie Last shouting at the riders ahead of her, get out the way, we want to get through here. We're leading the women's race. Mariska Strauss is doing really well here. She's hung here.
Yes, and we're all watching on this between these two teams. We have to watch the back rider, with the orange riders having given up the lead. They just want to cross the line and celebrate. It's all up to Annie Last and Mariska Strauss to take the win.
The men in the way, and Mariska Strauss is the rider digging in deep. Robin de Groot is chasing as hard as she can. Can Sabine Spitz get beyond Mariska Strauss? There are men in the way here. It's going to be a bit of a mess here. There goes Annie Last. Sabine Spitz and Robin de Groot have taken the win. Well. They did everything right, at least Annie Last and Mariska Strauss. But in the end, de Groot and Spitz managed to sneak around a couple of the men and get over the top of Mariska Strauss. But the overall winners across the line there, Mirandal CBC, the winners of the 2017 Absa Cape Epic, Esther Süss, and a first win for Jennie Stenerhag.
No doubt there'll be tears rolling down. We can't see from their sunglasses, but an absolutely emotional moment for these two in orange. Almost a flawless performance since stage one.
Well, disappointment for Mariska Strauss, but absolute unbridled joy for Jennie Stenerhag, her first ever Absa Cape Epic. Second win for one of the legends of mountain biking, Esther Süss from Switzerland. Oh, it's ice cold, but they won't mind, I'm sure. 2012 was the last time she won it. Mariska Strauss tried everything she could, just got stuck in behind the men there and weaving their way through de Groot and Spitz to take the win.
Fantastic performance from the South African and the British rider, but just not quite enough to put away Sabine Spitz. The experience of the former Olympic champion just coming through there.
Well, for Jennie Stenerhag, it's been hugely emotional.
The moment the computer says
second, that is third place overall, but stage winners are Team Ascender's help. She's had a really tough since last year's Absa Cape Epic when she couldn't finish. Jennie Stenerhag, after a heart condition, she had some surgery, and she's back here on the top step of the podium.
Fantastic retribution. Often an athlete's career needs a moment of almost a life and death moment to kind of recalibrate things and to rethink things and put a moment of clarity and begin preparation once again. And clearly this has worked for Jennie Stenerhag.
Mirandal CBC winners have come here for many years as a team under that name, and not quite met with the success that they have this time around. And Esther Süss repeating the victory she achieved 5 years ago with Sally Bigham.
What an amazing ride they've had on the final day. And Mark Rodriguez, GBO Bikes, welcome home, guys.
Friends all around. Jennie, a Swede, but lives predominantly in Stellenbosch, and goes over to Sweden in the South African winter to train and prepare there.
Mike Posthumus was giving her a bit of a hug there at the end, and certainly she's got plenty of friends, plenty of South African friends, and Jennie Stenerhag, we could call her one of our own.
Absolutely. Now this is the Mirandal 2 team of Helke Alpenrink and Cornelia Hoog, Carmen Buch.
Esther Süss and Jennie Stenerhag, our overall women's champions. How does it feel? You finished third in today's final stage, but the victory is yours.
Yeah, today's stage didn't count at all whatsoever. It was just the overall that counted now, and we're just so happy. I personally, this is the biggest thing I've ever done in cycling, and a year ago, pretty much exact on the day, I had a heart operation. It's unbelievable.
Esther, you have experienced this feeling before, having won the women's category. How does this compare?
I mean, it's a long time ago. It's 5 years ago now, and the field is stronger than ever. And I mean, well, it's unbelievable. I can't say anymore. Sorry.
What was the toughest part of the week?
Unbelievable. I can't say anymore. Sorry.
What was the toughest part of the week?
I almost have to think, but actually, like, I think starting today I was so nervous because I really wanted this so badly, and I mean something can happen even on the last, even though we had a big gap. So, but obviously some of the climbs, and obviously we've had ups and downs during the whole week, so we've had tough moments, but overall we have actually felt good, surprisingly good. So yeah, it's been a fantastic week.
You guys have actually broken that absolute grip that we've had on the women's competition the last 3 years, and you now are the champions. Esther, looking at the Cape Epic, I mean, it's an epic. It's called that for a reason. It's the untamed African race. Well, what do you tell your friends and fellow riders about it?
I don't know. I think at the end you remember on your lucky days and your lucky what was good and not what was bad.
So as we stand here at the finish, you'll be back next year?
I think so.
Definitely.
Well, you were absolutely brilliant. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Esther Süss completing her 8th Absa Cape Epic, and Jennie Stenerhag her 4th, and her first win for the Swede, the 41-year-old from Sweden, and Esther Süss, 43-year-old, who has been an absolute legend on the mountain bike. She was 5th at the London Olympics in 2012, and she is a world marathon champion in 2010. She's really a superstar on the mountain bike. She also teaches young children for a living, which is wonderful. The preschool kids, that's what her real job is, and does spend a lot of time on the mountain bike though. Esther Süss won it in 2012 with Sally Bigham, and has won the mixed with